What's up, Shady Spotlight crew? Get ready to dive headfirst into the hottest, most talked about updates, because the news cycle never sleeps, and neither do we. We're bringing you the absolute must-knows that are shaping the conversation right now. From iconic musical moments that echo through history to the untold stories behind legendary artists, we've got it all. You won't want to miss a single second of this rapid-fire rundown. Stick around, because you're about to get the inside scoop you've been waiting for. We're kicking things off with a look back at a monumental tour that united global superstars for a cause bigger than music itself. Imagine the biggest names in rock coming together, not just for the fans, but for human rights. This was a massive global event that brought awareness to fundamental freedoms across continents. Then, we're shifting gears to the silver screen, where a music icon's life is finally getting the biopic treatment. But this isn't your typical rise to fame flick. We're talking about a deep dive into the struggles, the creative process, and the very human side of a legend. Get ready for an intimate look at the making of an iconic album and the personal journey behind it. And finally, we're breaking down how a single album, born from a place of raw emotion, cemented a superstar's legendary status and redefined his career. What was it about this particular record that made such a lasting impact? We've got all the details. Let's get into it. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat. A global anthem ignites. On this day in 1988, the world witnessed the dawn of a historic musical initiative, the Human Rights Now World Tour. Kicking off at the iconic Wembley Stadium in London, this wasn't just another concert. It was a powerful declaration of solidarity and a global call for awareness regarding human rights. The tour was spearheaded by some of the biggest names in music, including Bruce Springsteen, Sting, and Peter Gabriel, alongside acclaimed artists Tracy Chapman and Yausu Ender. Their collective voice amplified a message of profound importance, aiming to draw attention to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, a foundational document adopted by the UN General Assembly in 1948, which enshrines the fundamental rights and freedoms inherent to all human beings. This ambitious tour spanned an incredible 20 countries, demonstrating a truly global commitment to the cause. What made the Human Rights Now tour particularly special was its inclusive approach. Each city on the itinerary featured local musicians, integrating diverse cultures and communities into the overarching message. The tour's journey took it through major cities like Paris, Budapest, Barcelona, Toronto, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles, before culminating its impactful run on October 15th in Buenos Aires. It was a testament to the power of music to transcend borders and unite people for a common purpose, leaving an indelible mark on both the music industry and the human rights movement. But what was the real impact of this star-studded tour? We're diving deep into the making of a brand new film that explores a legendary artist's most introspective work. The boss's inner turmoil takes center stage. Get ready for a cinematic journey into the heart of a music legend as the highly anticipated biopic, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, prepares to hit screens. Starring Jeremy Allen White as Bruce Springsteen and Jeremy Strong, with Scott Cooper at the helm as director, this film promises an unprecedented look into the life and creative struggles of the iconic, the boss. For months, Jeremy Allen White immersed himself in Springsteen's world, listening repeatedly to the artist's 18-hour audio narration of his memoir, Born to Run. This deep dive was crucial for White's preparation to embody Springsteen, particularly focusing on the period surrounding the creation of his starkly powerful 1982 album, Nebraska. White shared that Springsteen's voice was a constant presence, playing all the time, during runs, walks, and even while making dinner, providing an intimate connection to the artist he was portraying. Director Scott Cooper, known for his work on Crazy Heart, aims to capture the essence of Springsteen's journey, acknowledging the film will feature the expected high-energy moments, like White belting out Born to Run to a roaring crowd or jamming at the legendary Stone Pony. However, the film's core narrative is its exploration of Nebraska. This album, characterized by its raw, acoustic sound and its unflinching portrayal of desperate and despairing characters, marked a significant departure in Springsteen's career. The film delves into the depressive breakdown Springsteen experienced in the aftermath of its creation, highlighting themes of mental health fragility and the limitations of art as a sole source of sustenance. Cooper's intention was not to cover Springsteen's entire life story, but rather to focus on a specific, quieter, more interior period, exploring the trauma the artist carried from his childhood. This project marks the first time Springsteen has granted permission for his life story to be dramatized in film, and the choice to center the narrative on Nebraska is deliberate. Springsteen himself regards Nebraska as perhaps his best work, yet it remains an enigmatic and distinct piece within his discography. Recorded in isolation on a 4-track machine during the period when he was also developing material for Born in the USA, the album's raw, low-fidelity sound was initially intended as demo material. However, Springsteen grew to cherish its intimate, haunting quality, and despite industry pressures and attempts to re-record it in a studio, he insisted on releasing the original cassette version. This decision, coupled with his refusal to promote Nebraska with singles or tour, was seen as a risky, anti-commercial move by his record company and inner circle. Musician and academic Warren Zanes described it as one of the greatest left turns in the history of popular music. Zane's own book, also titled Deliver Me from Nowhere, based on interviews with Springsteen and his manager John Landau, served as the foundation for Cooper's screenplay, offering insights into the album's creation and Springsteen's subsequent emotional crisis. But how did this introspective album reshape his public image? And what does this mean for the legacy of the boss? We're about to find out, but first, let's revisit another significant moment in music history that happened on this very day. Stay with us. From Nebraska to the silver screen, the unvarnished Bruce Springsteen story. The upcoming biopic, Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere, directed by Scott Cooper and starring Jeremy Allen White as the legendary Bruce Springsteen, is poised to offer a profound and intimate look at a pivotal moment in the artist's career. White, renowned for his role in The Bear, immersed himself in Springsteen's world, spending countless hours listening to the musician's 18-hour audio narration of his memoir, Born to Run. This deep dive into Springsteen's voice and narrative was essential preparation for portraying the rock icon, particularly as the film focuses on the challenging period surrounding the creation of Springsteen's 1982 album, Nebraska. White described the experience, stating, "That was on in the house all the time. It was helpful to have his voice with me all the time." Cooper's vision for the film goes beyond the typical rock-and-roll spectacle. While it will feature electrifying performances, such as White capturing the energy of Springsteen belting out Born to Run or performing at the iconic Stone Pony, the movie's heart lies in its exploration of Nebraska. This album, a collection of stark, acoustic songs detailing tales of crime, isolation, and characters seeking meaning, represented a significant artistic departure for Springsteen. The film delves into the emotional and psychological toll the album's creation took on him, touching upon themes of mental health and the isolating nature of artistic struggle. Cooper stated his goal was never about telling the whole story of Bruce Springsteen, but rather to create something quieter and more interior, focusing on this very specific time in Bruce's life, about a man who's facing some of the trauma that he's been carrying since childhood. This biographical approach is groundbreaking, as Deliver Me from Nowhere marks the first time Springsteen has authorized a dramatization of his life story. The choice to focus on Nebraska is particularly significant. Springsteen considers it among his best works, yet it stands as an outlier in his discography. Recorded solely by Springsteen on a 4-track machine in a rented house, the album was initially intended as demos for his E Street Band. However, Springsteen became attached to the raw, unpolished sound, famously rejecting studio overhauls and insisting on the cassette version's release. This decision, along with his refusal of promotional singles and tour, was a bold, anti-commercial move that puzzled many in the music industry. Warren Zanes, a musician and academic, called it one of the greatest left turns in the history of popular music. Zane's own book, Deliver Me from Nowhere, which interviewed Springsteen and his manager John Landau, provided the basis for Cooper's screenplay. The film portrays Springsteen during this period as both solitary and intensely creative, drawing inspiration from various sources, including the film Badlands and the punk duo Suicide. It also touches upon Springsteen's personal life, including flashbacks to his strained relationship with his father and a relationship with a single mother named Faye, a character described as a composite, embodying the spirit of a working-class Jersey girl. This intimate portrayal raises questions about the definition of artistic success. What does it truly mean to be the boss? We'll explore that further, but first, let's revisit another significant event from this day in history. Stay tuned. The unlikely path to iconic status, how Born to Run defined the boss. Bruce Springsteen's journey to becoming the global phenomenon known as the boss is a story woven through iconic albums, electrifying performances, and a deep connection with his audience. While many associate his boss persona with anthems like Born to Run, the narrative of his rise is far more nuanced, marked by a relentless drive for authenticity and a profound understanding of the working-class American experience. The song Born to Run itself, released in 1975, was a critical turning point. It was an explosion of sound and ambition, a powerful declaration of youthful rebellion and the yearning for escape, capturing a spirit that resonated deeply with millions. This track, along with the album of the same name, propelled Springsteen from a respected bar band rocker to a national sensation. The album's cinematic scope, its blend of rock, soul, and folk influences, and Springsteen's raw, impassioned vocals created a soundscape that felt both epic and deeply personal. It spoke to the dreams and frustrations of a generation, offering a soundtrack to the American road trip and the search for something more. This period saw Springsteen hone his live performances into legendary marathon sets that showcased his incredible stamina and his ability to connect with thousands of fans on an emotional level. His concerts became more than just shows. They were communal experiences, reaffirming the bond between artist and audience. The nickname, The Boss, itself, is said to have originated from his early days playing in Asbury Park, New Jersey, where he was paid in cash and would boss around his bandmates, or perhaps from his meticulous control over his music and career. Regardless of its exact origin, the title perfectly encapsulated his commanding stage presence and his undeniable authority as a musician. The success of Born to Run and the subsequent The River album, which became his first #1 hit, solidified his status. However, as highlighted in the previous segment, Springsteen's career also features moments of deliberate artistic introspection, such as the starkly different Nebraska album. This willingness to explore different facets of his musicality and personal experience, while maintaining his core identity, is a testament to his enduring appeal. His ability to craft songs that are both deeply personal and universally relatable, addressing themes of love, loss, hope, and resilience, has cemented his legacy not just as a rock star, but as a vital chronicler of the American spirit. The Born to Run era was instrumental in crafting the image and sound that would define the boss for decades to come, laying the groundwork for a career marked by critical acclaim, commercial success, and an unparalleled connection with his fans worldwide. This iconic album set the stage for his legendary career. But what drove this creative powerhouse to explore such different artistic territories? We'll continue to explore these fascinating stories, so stick around. That's a wrap on today's essential updates. We covered the historic Human Rights Now tour from 1988, the deep dive biopic on Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska era, and how Born to Run truly cemented his legendary status. Don't miss out on any future spotlights. Hit that like button, subscribe to Shady Spotlight, and ring the notification bell so you're always in the know. Plus, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and follow us on all social media platforms for even more exclusive content.